Grand Rising. I trust that everybody is, healthy, well, feeling vibrant, ready, you know. May this message, find you in the best of health, best of spirits. Yo, it's Tuesday. This is the last day of September 2025. And it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on that I haven't even spoken on. But I don't have to speak on it because, if you're paying attention, you already see it. But I want to talk about you right now. How are you doing? It's cloudy, a little overcast here, where I'm at. But I'm not going to take a whole lot of time to get into this conversation, right? But your relationships right now, the quality of your relationships are very important as we move forward into these unpredictable financial climates. It's a lot of people hurting out here right now, but it's a lot of people thriving too. You got to decide which one you're going to be. And the quality of your relationships and the definitions of your relationships, the purpose of and for your relationships are so very important to be able to identify right now. I would have to say all the time, but you need solution-based relationships, not problematic relationships, however which way that's defined. But real problems require real solutions. Real problems require real solutions, effective solutions. Or you're just going to be left with a whole lot of problems, right? Everybody's detailed, individual, personal problems tend to vary, but from what I can see throughout the nation, in the world, money and health and the quality or the amount of either, that looks like that's on the top of a lot of people's list. Because if you had better health, sustainable health, and the right amount of money coming inside of your house every week and every month, a lot of those problems that y'all have wouldn't even exist. So that's why you need solution-based relationships and not problematic relationships. And the quality and the sustainability of those solution-based relationships is what's going to determine whether or not if the problems that you have are going to be solved or not. The reason why I say that is because there are just some problems that you just can't fix on your own. There are some problems that you probably can fix on your own, but it just takes a certain amount of time in order for you to be able to rectify and fix those problems. And in between or throughout that time frame that it's taking you in order, or that it's going to take you in order to fix those problems, you still got to maintain. But if your relationships right now are not helping you to fix your problems, then you got to ask yourself, what are those relationships in existence for? Some relationships are just cool kick it relationships. People create and establish different types of relationships. I'm not seeking to negate any of your relationships, because if those relationships exist, then they have to exist for some purpose or for some reason. It may be historical value to it. It may have foundational value, right? It may have social value, or you might like that, do certain things like your hobbies or whatever. But your solution-based relationships I think are some of your most important relationships, because when you have a problem, whether or not if it's a money problem, a health problem, you know, it could be a life-threatening problem. Whatever the problem is, it's something that's affecting you directly, that is having a major impact on the quality of your day-to-day life. And if you can't figure those things out on your own and come about a solution or create a solution for yourself, then you're going to need some help. Now, how you go about obtaining that help or creating that help or producing that help or whatever the case may be, if you don't get that help, then that means that those problems are just going to continue to get worse. You see what I'm saying? Because if you can't think, especially like I said, if it's having a direct impact on your life, your quality of life, and you don't know what to do and you don't know how to fix it, then that means that you are in a situation that is continuing to get harder and that's continuing to deteriorate. I'm going to keep telling you, the people are your solutions. But I'm going to tell you what your weaknesses are. Your weaknesses are not knowing how to make new connections. Because if the relationships that you currently have are not bringing about the solutions that you need in your life, it's not to say that those relationships don't hold value. But it should be communicating to you that those relationships are not tied to your solutions. So those cannot be your solution-based relationships. And unfortunately, in a lot of cases, those relationships may very well be the source of your problems because they're not associated and tied to your solution, the solutions that you need in your life. And if you're not seeking to create new relationships, however which way they are defined, that are solution-based relationships, then it stands the chance that you're going to continue to have the problems that are tied to the relationships that you are currently in. You see, you can use your consumer dollars with the right people to create any income that you so desire. So you're going to have to evolve. You're going to have to be, that's if you want change. You're going to have to open your mind up to new information that's not new information, but it's new to you. And you have to be willing to change. You have to be willing to evolve. You have to be willing to make the right and effective adjustments within inside of your mind and your reality in order to get new results. And, it really doesn't really take much out of me to post and to make these videos, because it's just a click of a button, because it's already a part of my life. It is my life. So I'm just sharing information to help you to get to a better destination if you want to, whoever you may be. I don't care what city you in. I don't care what state you in. You could be in another country, depending on whether or not if this opportunity that we're extending, operates in that country. And all you need is a bare minimum of $99 plus shipping and tax and shipping and handling. Some of your states don't even have a sales tax. But in your mind, if the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, he's just trying to sell me something, or, whatever the blockages may be in your mind, then it's not for you. You have to be a person that's not afraid of people. You have to be a person that really is open to dealing with other people. And in a lot of cases, it may very well be people that you don't know and that you've never met before. And I don't see how that could be an obstacle for you, because let me tell you why. You up here on social media every day talking to people that you don't know, that you've never even met before. You talk about everything from A to Z. You need to start talking about how to get this money. You need to be talking about how can you get another 1,000 or two of residual income, right, flowing into your households. Whether or not if you're a single parent, whether or not if you're a retiree or you got a job and, the job, your salary is just not helping, you to get ahead or to make ends meet, whatever your financial situation is or what it may be, you are your solution. Instead of talking about things that are not helping to improve upon your situation on your lunch break, you should be looking for at least 2 to 4 people and having the conversation of how can we take $100 and put ourselves in a position wherein we can share in the profits of a company that wants to pay for referrals. You see, because the price of gas, price of food, they already HOAs, whether or not if you in HUD, Section 8, whatever the case may be, things are not going to get easier. People are sleeping in their cars out here. People are sleeping behind U-Hauls with their babies. People are sleeping inside of storage units. People are having to take showers in Planet Fitness, and people are going to the gym not just to work out but to take showers because they don't got nowhere else to shower. You see, so the worst thing that you could do is think that you have job security. I'm sharing the articles on my page for a reason. This AI and generative AI and open AI and automation and all of these other advancements, this is not something that's far off. It's not something that's space age. We're not back in the 90s and the 80s looking at the Jetsons cartoons. No, this is real time. Read the articles. Companies are getting rid of employees by the thousands every month because they're taking the labor cost and they're redirecting those resources into upgrading their systems, the way how they function and how they operate, because they don't want to get left behind by the competition of their competitors are doing it. So they're saying, well, you know what, we're going to take this next 10 million or this 20 million and we're going to cut these labor costs and we're going to put this over here so that we can upgrade our system so that we can move faster and more proficiently and produce more faster. That's what companies are doing. So a lot of people are going to become more and more obsolete. Now, I'm not a fear mongerer. I'm not a warrior. I'm a warrior. It's a difference. Are you a warrior, or are you someone who can look at your current circumstance and situation, see it for what it is, see that what used to work for you isn't working either as good as it used to work or at all? Are you someone that's going to panic and start thinking about doing strange things, for a piece of change? Or are you going to start realizing that you are your solution? The people that's calling you, telling you about their problems, telling you about they behind on their bills, trying to beg you to borrow money that they're not going to pay back. Do you have a plan and a course of action that you can say, hey, you know what? I found out about, or I have this right here, right now, and this is something that we could do together. So instead of us trying to mooch off of one another and taking away from one another and being the reason why each other is losing, how's about we take $25 a week, which is $100 a month, and instead of buying more weed, more liquor, more hair, more nails, more whatever, but instead of us going to the club, right, and paying exorbitant prices for a bottle of water or whatever it is that you're doing as a coping mechanism, right? How's about we take this little money right here and we spend it with this company right here on ourselves, right? Which is the reciprocity, right? Not no donation, not no GoFundMe, not just throwing dollars to the wind. No, we're going to put this money into something tangible, which is our health, the health of our families, of our households. And we're going to create a free website that the company is going to furnish us with our memberships. No different than Costco, no different than BJ's, no different than Netflix, right? Or whatever. And we're going to duplicate the same process and come into an agreement with 4 other people, because that's all you duplicating. You're duplicating consumerism. So that gives you the power and the control to drive the car and to control your financial outcomes as a group, as a network, as a team, as a family, as an organization, right? But you have to come into an agreement. You can't build this with people who are sometimers, okay? Because I'm not going to sell you no dream here. You need people that you can rely on. You need people who are men and women of their word. That's the only way that you can build this. That's the only way that you can build anything substantial that's going to be sustainable. Why? Because the companies are paying out dividends for helping volume of sales to move. We don't got to handle no transactions. We don't got to ship anything. We don't have to warehouse anything, and it's impossible to get stuck with products that we're actually using. I use my products every day. $100 a month. Give me some vitamins, energy drink, some minerals for my water, or whatever it is that's on the inventory of 30 plus products that I could choose between, that I could log in and buy for myself 24/7. As long as I do 100 qualifying volume points per month. Regardless of when I do that, whether it's me spending 10, 20, 30 hours a week or whatever. The point is, that's my cost to do business. To put myself as an individual in a position wherein I can collect dividends with other people who are doing the same exact thing. I don't have no boss. I'm not an employee. You won't be no employee. You would set you whatever bar or however much money you want to make with your team, you can make it. How do you make it? Spend your bare minimum of $100 a month on your products. After you get your cash back, you have to have a cash back membership. The cash back membership of your choice is how you get started. I'm telling you $100 because that's the bare minimum. They got a $99 cash back membership product package called the Exploration Pack. If you click my website in my link right now that's in these comments, and you click order now or get started, when you get to that first page, you're going to see the Exploration Pack, $99. Now, when you get that package, I'm automatically going to get a $25 cashback bonus because that's one of the 8 ways to get paid. But guess what? You could be in the same position to do the same thing. So let me give you the game. You get your cashback membership product package of your choice. Set up your free website. Attach your social security number or your LLC to your personal account. Right? You could do this through the website or over the phone. You could call customer service if you security oriented and you're like, well, let me make sure that this is legitimate, which I don't blame you, right? If you don't know me, call the company in Hampton, Virginia. Ask them who Timon Brown is and that I referred you. They will verify me. That's your verification right there. That's a 30-year-old company with an A+ with the Better Business Bureau that's located in Hampton, Virginia, where I have physically gone to and visited myself on the ground. Real place, real company, real legitimacy. So you can already fact check me, security check me, do whatever it is that you need in order to secure the security in your mind to let you know for a fact that it is not a scam, that you're not being taken advantage of, that you're not being hustled. So once you fact check it, once you see that it's a real legitimate opportunity, then it can no longer be utilized as an excuse to not do it, right? To say, oh, well, this is a scam and this is a scheme. See what I'm saying? Because I've been shopping with this company and using their products every day for the past 6 years. Okay? So that's that piece with the security. Now, as for the viability, it comes down to, are you willing to invest in yourself first? And do you know other people who are in situations wherein they would want to improve upon not only their finances, but their health as well? If the answer is yes, there's absolutely no reason why you can't do this. Because the company does all of the real legwork for us. They handle the transactions. They're the ones that make the products, package the products, ship the products, and guess what? They're the ones that write and print and send out those Bank of America checks for us doing what? Controlling our own bottom line. How do we control our own bottom line? First of all, we have to agree to do that $100 a month as individuals. That's the basics. If the people that you're talking to are not willing to do that $100 a month, then they don't want to make no money. And it's not to say that they have to. I'm talking about getting paid. I'm not talking about consumerism. Now, you're going to have people that are going to want to just shop and get the products. Those are customers. You need customers. Every business needs customers. I'm talking about getting paid, though, with the company. Because the products are the products. That's a given. But for those of you who know that an extra $500 to $1,000 or $1,500 to $2,000, whatever your number is of residual income every month will keep you from being homeless in the next 3 to 4 months, or if you lose your job, if you had another $1,000 coming in of residual income that you don't have to sell your time to get, that you don't have to beat the concrete or get in traffic, wherein it's a check that's going to be coming to your house every week that you could control with your, whether or not if it's your team, like I said, whoever it is that you know that will do this, not for you, but for themselves, with you, then there's no reason why you can't be getting these checks. So if you have any questions, right, my number is at the top of my website. My email is at the top of my website. My DM is connected and open to whoever it is want to get with me. If you're serious and not just curious, I say let's get this money. You know a storm is coming. You see all of the weather, the financial changes in the atmosphere, from layoffs to it being harder for you to find a job. Even fast food workers are in jeopardy because they trying to roboticize. They trying to turn all of their operations into some robotics. Now, I don't blame them for doing what they doing because they're looking out for their bottom line. What about your bottom line? Social Security already telling you that Social Security is going to be bankrupt by what, the year 2035? What you going to do about that? The baby boomers have already milked that for what it is. If you in between the ages of 18 and 35, are you gonna be waiting for retirement in Social Security when you become in your 60s? They trying to raise the age of retirement. Now is the time for the people to realize. Let me show you something that we are our solution. Let me show you something. If you in New York, Chicago, Detroit, any city, you could be East Coast, West Coast, North, South, you in America, wherever you at. Let's just say you live in a neighborhood where you got buildings, houses, whatever. Everybody on those blocks and in those buildings could use some extra dough. But your weakness, back to that, is the fact that y'all walking past each other. Y'all not speaking to one another. And if you're talking to each other, you're not talking about the real issue. The real issues that's affecting each and every last one of you in some shape, form, or fashion. So the relationships that you have are just time-killing relationships. Okay. If all you have are time, Facebook, get it together. Because y'all messing with my signal. I'm not telling you who to deal with, who not to deal with. But I want you to start asking yourself some real questions. Are the people that you're dealing with helping you to work towards fixing your problems? You on the phone hour, 2 hours, you dating, whatever you doing. You know, you going out, you know, you at the job, you on lunch break. This person want to talk to you for 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, you can't ask them no concrete question to get no real game to help you to fix your problems or to help you to identify with your problems or whatever. You got to ask yourself, are you spending your time talking to the right people? Are you spending your time communicating and being in the presence of the right people? Or are you every time, or are y'all just getting high? Are you just with these people, y'all just getting drunk every day? Or, you know, y'all gossiping every day? You know, what is the real true contents and definitions of the relationships? Right? Are y'all talking about how y'all could put at least a $5,000 on autopilot a month? 5, 10. What if you have 5, 10 grand on autopilot of residual income? Now, I ain't trying to tell you that you just gonna get that easily. I'm telling you the power of a network. Imagine you start off with 4 people who say, you know what, we are going to spend $100 a month on ourselves together. And then we each agree that we're going to get at least 4 people to do the same and the same and the same. You compounding your own interest. That 4 becomes 16. That 16 can become 64, 128, 256, 1,028. So if you got 1,000 or 2,000 people that are all connected, all of that volume flowing through your accounts, back and forth from the supplier to the consumer base, which is yourself that you've created by duplicating your own numbers through memberships. The same thing you do at the grocery store, the same thing you do at the liquor store, the same thing you do at the shoe store, the same thing you do at the sneaker store, the same thing you do at wherever you spend your money. But you ain't, the same thing you do on Amazon, right? The same thing you doing with Netflix, same thing you doing with Paramount. You spending money, you're residually spending money. You got residual bills, the same thing you do with your mortgage, the same thing you do with your car payments, the same thing you do, whatever it is that you spend money on every single month. Some of y'all spending money your residual income for other people, and then you don't even utilize those products and services every day. You see what I'm saying? And you're telling people about it. Oh, I like that restaurant right there. They got good food. Oh, I like this. Oh, I had a good experience over here. Oh, I went over here. You running your mouth for free. The only thing I'm saying is place some value on running your mouth. Wherein every time you speak and you bring forth that word and that life is attached to helping to solve your problem. To get paid to run your mouth. To get paid to click buttons. To get paid to share something on your page or in a group. Because that's what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm seeking to do. But I can only do that with the people that want to do it for themselves with me. It's not about chasing nobody. It's not about begging nobody. It's not about trying to convince anybody of anything. It just comes down to, when is our conversation going to start becoming more intentional, when it's about solving problems, the problems that you have? Because if it ain't about that, then what we talking about? You see what I'm saying? A lot of y'all are in marriages that are your problems. A lot of y'all are in relationships that are really your problems, that are keeping you away from your solutions. And you still trying to figure out, well, how come things are not getting better for me? Why do I feel stuck? Why is it that I always feel as if like I want something more, something better? It's because you're afraid to let go of the things that's keeping you away from what you really want. Because the things that you have are not helping you to get the things that you really want. So you're participating in relationships. You got friends that's around you all the time. But if you bring an idea to them, if you bring something to them to help, say, hey, why don't we do this or why don't we do that? They got like 1,000,001 excuses as to why they can't do it or why they won't do it. When they could do it, but they don't want to do it. But these people are being allowed to eat up your clock every day. So what are you getting from these relationships? It's not to say that you should end the relationships, but I'm an advocate of limiting the time that these particular people get from you in a day, in a week, in a month, in a year. And you need to be redirecting that energy, that time, and that effort either into yourself, reading more books, getting on YouTube and actually plugging in the people that's actually getting money, looking at what people are actually doing and asking yourself, is that something that you actually would like to do? Or whatever. Because I'm not saying you got to be a one-trick pony. But what I am saying is that you either going to swim or drown out here. A lot of you guys, money going to get tight, and you going to go out here in the street and you're going to take high risk for low gains. Some of y'all going to get away, and some of y'all going to get caught, and you're going to end up, somewhere that you don't really want to be. But you got money to get high. You got money to get drunk. You got money to trick off. You know what I'm saying? So you're spending money on things that are not making you no money. And then when you don't got no more money to spend, then you're going to go and take risks that's going to put you in a situation wherein you're going to need money in order to get yourself up out of the situation that you ain't going to have. So you're going to be stuck in that situation. How do I know? Because I know a lot of people that are in that type of situation right now. And in the past, I've been in those types of situations. You see what I'm saying? So you're going to blow the money that you're going to need thinking just like a consumer. You'll take high risk to get money so that you can spend money on things that you really can't afford. And then when you get caught, you're going to end up in a situation where you're going to need money that you had, but you blew, that you're not going to have at the time that you're going to really need it in order to help to get you out that situation. Then they're going to sit your ass down for a long time, for some years. So what am I saying? This game right here is for anybody that want to pick it up and use it. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're not like me, if you don't know how to live, if you don't know how to live and get what you want legitimately without you having to lose yourself to a job, then okay, you choosing the job, but what about when the job no longer chooses you, can no longer sees you as being valuable? What are you going to do then? When your employer no longer sees you as being valuable, what are you going to do? Do you see the value in yourself? Do you value yourself enough and have enough confidence in yourself to utilize the value that you already possess to create and to make a way for yourself with others? Or you may be somebody that, you may be innovative enough and creative enough wherein you're able to get the bag on your own. Hey, I applaud all of that. My point is, what about the people that are not like that? What are y'all going to do? Y'all going to suffer together? Y'all going to become homeless together? Y'all gonna fall down in bad debt together? See, I don't understand. It seems like you're willing to suffer together, but you're not really ready to build and to rise together. $100, flip it over and over again through consumerism. Create a shoppers network. You could do this if you want to do it. If you don't want to do it, it ain't gonna work for you. If you shy, if you acting like, you don't want to get out and meet new people, then maybe it might not be for you. But if you up here on social media and you got 5,000, 10,000, 50,000 friends, followers, and all of that, and you could talk about everything from A to Z, all the way from your toe hurting, personal relationship matters, whatever, then you could get up here and you could flip this money together. You could get these cashback memberships together. You could create these websites together. And you could run up this bag together. You see what I'm saying? And create some solution-based relationships. And stop acting like one minute you trust each other. But then in the next minute, you don't when it comes down to, you know what I'm saying, to put your money where your mouth is. It ain't about what you telling me you gonna do. It's about the real true quality of your life and how you living and are you where you want to really be. Because I'm going to have it my way regardless. You see what I'm saying? But I know the power of us compounding our interest. You see? I know the power in that. I know what I'm capable of doing by myself, of course. Right? Just like you are. But what if, just what if, we could utilize the power of an agreement to come into an agreement with one another to say this is what we're going to do with a bare minimum of $100 a month. Just imagine what we could do and what we could be together. If you got any questions, get at me. We are together. See, that's what I don't agree with. See, Lisa, this is what I don't do. I don't bypass the solution to focus more of my energy on the problem. You see, because we got choices. There are those of us who are in fact together. Those are the people that are coming together. The people that don't want to do anything together, those are the ones that you see on social media with GoFundMes. You see, they don't want to be together until they need to beg you and ask you for some free money. Calling your phone, asking you for what's yours, but with nothing to give you back in return of any equal value. Those are the people that are divided. Those are the parasites, right? They don't want to do anything together, but they think and feel that like they have access and the right to ask you for what's yours for free. Those are the people that are going to drown out here. Those are the people that are going to end up in their cars. Those are the people that are not unified. People that are unified, that are not living in fear, that are confident, and that are free in the mind, and that know a good opportunity when we see it. We are not going to be the losers out here. So each individual, you have to ask yourselves, which one are you? Because I can't say we, because then I take on that identification. The we that I attach myself to and that I subscribe to are those are the people that are my solution-based relationships. So we're good. We good over here. And up here, because there are people up here that are a part of my we. Those are the people that I spend the most time with. But so we have choices. We don't have to be a part of the we that are not together. Because those are not our people. Those are not our solution-based relationships. Those are the people that are sitting back waiting for you to fail. Those are the people that don't believe in themselves. Those are the people that confuse the truth for a lie. And they embrace the lies as being the truth. Those are the people that dwell within inside of self-deception, wherein their perception is their deception, their own deception. See, those are the people that you can't give them the right answer because they're going to take the right answer and they're going to still see it as being the wrong answer, and they're going to keep on living with the wrong answers that are keeping them away from what they really want in their life, or that they say that they want in their lives. Those are the people that suffer from cognitive dissonance. Those are not my people. My people are an abundant people. My people believe in themselves. Those are the people that I'm connected with. Fearless people. People that don't suffer from a lack of confidence and low self-esteem. See, it's going to take all of the best inside of the people to come up out of these problems that are beneath us. It's not that the problem can't be solved. It's that the people have become the problem unto themselves, which is why they reject the solutions. They reject the messenger. They reject the truth. They reject life and they embrace death. They reject health and they embrace sickness and disease. They are not of a higher frequency, which is why they are so comfortable dwelling within inside of lower frequencies and lack in scarcity. You see? So we have to be careful of what we associate ourselves with when it comes down to how we choose to identify with ourselves, because words have power. So the people that are not with me are not my people. Some people want to just be entertained, Lisa. Some people just want to thrive off of your energy because it makes them feel good, but they have no energy to put back into you. You see, they have nothing of any real true value to offer. They just want you to continue to preach to them, to give them energy so that they can thrive off of you. Just like energy vampires, like energy ticks. You know, I call them ticks. You know, they like parasites. You know, they always want a good word. But no matter how many good words you give them, why is it that they never ever seem to ever come up out of the situations that they're in? But they always want a good word. But when you look at their actions, they continue to do the same things over and over again that's not getting them any results. They're not progressing. So that's what I'm talking about. You got to get away from those kind of people. Because if you don't, then then that's what it'll be. They will never be together. They will always be divided. But hey, for those that want real change, that possess real life and want life more abundantly, that want to be together and want to build together and want to have something together that's better than what you have by yourself and by yourselves, the opportunities are there. But you got to choose it. You have to want it for yourself. I can't want it for you. The next man or woman or person cannot want it for you. You have to want better for yourself. And as soon as you make that decision within inside of yourself, then all of that resistance, the persistence of your resistance will dwindle and you will take action. So with that, y'all take care of yourselves. I'm just letting y'all know that you don't have to suffer in silence. You don't have to wait for the storm to hit to get prepared. And y'all take care of yourselves. And if you got any questions you want to get with me, reach out to me. You know what I'm saying? You want to take action. You know how to get with me. I'm here. Peace.